Hey, what is up guys? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing good out there. So I haven't made a collection video since 2022, so it's been quite a number of years since you guys see my collection. So I just wanted to make an updated video on my entire collection as of January 2026. So this is as big as my collection will ever be, because I'm actually looking to downsize on my collection. So this is the peak of my collection in 2026. So yeah, happy new year guys, and I hope you guys will enjoy the video. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Stay tuned guys. Okay, so let's take a look at the first shelf, at the first detail. So here I've got all of my Medicom Attack on Titan figures, and these are such nice figures. I mean, back in the day these were super rare, super expensive figures. But anyhow, I've got Mikasa, Eren, Levi, Jean, and Armin. Yeah, very very nice. I mean, Attack on Titan is one of my favorite animes out there, so you know, I love these figures so much. Next up, I've got some of these super random Dragon Ball Z figures. Dragon Ball Z is also one of my favorite animes out there. I mean, I think this is probably the first anime that I ever watched, which got me into anime. So you know, I had to pick up some figures from Dragon Ball Z just to represent in my collection. But you know, I love these figures a lot. I really like them. They were super affordable, super cheap, and yeah, they look great. So let's look at these super random Dragon Ball Z figures. Next up, I've got a whole bunch of Kotobukiya Bisoujo figures from all different types of games and films. Yeah, very very nice figures. Let's take a look here. So this is the real image Yoko, which is probably one of my favorites anime figures in my collection. I've got the Street Fighter Poison, you know, various different anime figures, all different types of, you know, games and shows and whatnot. Down here I've got more of these Kotobukiya Bisoujo figures. And so next up, I've got some of the most prized figures in my entire collection. So these are the Game Toys Final Fantasy VII 1/6 scale figures. And I would say hands down, these are the best Final Fantasy VII figures which I've ever seen. I mean, they're so much better than the Player's Kai figures. If you guys have been following my channel, then you guys will probably know all about these figures. But yeah, these are just insane figures. And yeah, I do plan to make videos on all of these Game Toys Final Fantasy VII figures, which will be coming up next, so I hope you guys will stay tuned for those videos. But yeah, first up we have the Soldier First Class Cloud Strife, which is such a nice piece. And beside him I've got the Soldier First Class Zack Fair, which is probably one of the rarest figures which I've ever tried to pick up. So happy to finally have this figure. He's even got the Benora Whites. Yeah, just insane figures. Okay, so next up I've got some of these Naruto figures. I know it's super, you know, it's super mainstream and overhyped, but I don't know, I love Naruto so much. It's just, in my opinion, a perfect anime. So first up we have a couple of these busts of various characters, and these were made by Ben Presto. These are made by Ben Presto. We've got Sakura, Naruto, and Sasuke, which I really like because these figures are super affordable, and you know, they have a very good resemblance to the characters from the anime. And in the back here we've got the Gecko Kakashi. So down here we've got more of these anime figures from various, you know, games and films and whatnot, or TV shows I should say. And at the bottom we've got some more Kotobukiya Bisoujo figures. Most of these are from Marvel, I think. Got the X-Men Mystique, we've got Psylocke, Squirrel Girl, we've got this is Black Cat, Ignis, Huntress, and the limited edition Black Widow. So that's a look at the second detail. And so next up I've got some more of these Game Toys Final Fantasy VII figures. So we've got the remake Cloud and remake Sephiroth. Let's get a little close up. Yeah, once again, I mean, these are just such nice figures. Definitely the best Final Fantasy figures which I've ever seen. And I've also got the Tifa and Aerith coming, and even Noctis, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, very very nice. And moving down here we have some more Naruto figures. So some of these are made by Medicom. The Kakashi is made by Inflames. The Sasuke and Naruto are made by Medicom. And in the back we've got Itachi, we have Pain and Obito. And down here we have some more busts. We've got Madara, we've got Naruto and Kakashi. And moving down here we have some more anime figures. So this is the Yamato Fantasy Figure Gallery Harley Quinn, which is such a crazy nice piece. It's also limited to 2000s, as you can see. But yeah, that is just such a nice figure right there. Or statue, I should say. And they also made a couple of versions of this figure, but this is my favorite one. I thought this one looked the best, the original. In the back here we have some more of these anime characters. Most of these I don't even know what it's from. I just kind of pick it up because I like the look of the character of the figure, you know. This one is really quite amazing. I don't think it's from anything. I think it's just original art from Ami. But yeah, that's a look at this shelf. Moving down here we have, I think these were made by Kotobukiya. These are the Shunya Yamashita, which are very similar to the Bisoujo figures. In the back I've got the Yamato posing, which is another very nice piece. And moving on here to my favorite game toys, Final Fantasy VII figure shelf. This is the Crisis Core Second Class Soldier, Zack Fair. This is the VTS Toys Chocobo, yeah. It's a pretty rare figure. It's, not easily found. You're definitely gonna have a hard time trying to, track this Chocobo down. I just found it by pure luck. Some guy selling it on eBay for, a pretty good price considering how rare this Chocobo is. And here we have the Advent Children Cloud Strife. Yeah, this has got to be my favorite game toys Final Fantasy VII figure. It's just a really amazing piece. It's got the best head sculpt in my opinion. Crazy good head sculpts. Yeah, so that's a look at all these game toys Final Fantasy VII figures, which I will be making videos on pretty soon. So here I've got these Final Fantasy 15 figures. I think I've got the whole crew. I'm not entirely sure if I'm missing any. I can't fully remember. But yeah, we have Gladios, we've got Aranea, we have Nyx, we have Ignis, we've got Luna Freya, Noctis, Cindy, and Prompto. I've just got some of these music boxes down here from Final Fantasy X. So yeah, that's a look at this PlayArt Kai Final Fantasy 15 figures. This is also the 30th anniversary Noctis. It may be hard to tell, but this is the updated head sculpt, which looks a lot better than the original release. And moving down here, I've got some of these Aesthetic Arts Final Fantasy VII figures, and I've got some PlayArt Kai. So let's take a look. I've got the Aesthetic Arts Aerith in red dress. I've got the PlayArt Kai Final Fantasy 12 Fran. I've got Aesthetic Arts Mature Tifa. And down here I've got the Aesthetic Arts Sporty Tifa and Exotic Tifa. And in the middle I've got the PlayArt Kai Final Fantasy Dissidia Lightning. Yeah, it's quite a lot to remember, but that's pretty much all of these figures. I love them all. I mean, they look great. I was a pretty big fan of these Aesthetic Arts figures, but they haven't really made any more apart from I think they've also made Cloud and I can't remember who else, but yeah, I think these were the best ones that they made. Anyhow, moving down here, I've got my Kingdom Hearts collection by PlayArt Kai. So let's take a look. So in the back, I've got these Kingdom Hearts 3 figures, which are pretty new, I think. I think they were probably released in the last year or so. So I've got Riku, I've got Sora, and Kairi. And these are also the special editions with the extra head sculpts. Moving on here, I've got more of these Sora figures. So I've got Halloween Town Sora, I've got the Dream Drop Distance Sora, I've got Kingdom Hearts 2 Roxas, Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora, Limit Forms, and I've got Riku from Kingdom Hearts 2. But yeah, that's a look at all of these Players Kai Kingdom Hearts figures, Delic Arts, Final Fantasy 15 figures, and game toys. Let's take a look at the next detail. Okay, so next up, let's take a look at all of these Players Kai Final Fantasy 7 Remake and Final Fantasy 7 Advent Children figures. So let's take a look here. So let's begin with the top. So in the back here, I've got Cloud, Sephiroth, and Tifa. And here I've got all the dresses. So I've got Tifa in exotic, sporty, and mature. And I've got Aerith in the red dress, and the standard version of Aerith. And of course, Jessie. Yeah, very nice figures. I mean, they're not as great as the game toys, of course, but they're still pretty nice figures because I like the fact that Players Kai have made all the characters. You know, we've pretty much got the whole line. Whereas game toys, I mean, they'll probably never make as many of these figures. You know, so I think there's pros and cons to collecting both game toys and Players Kai. So moving down here, let's take a look at what we have. So in the back we've got the Crisis Core, 2nd Class Soldier, Zack Fair. And we have the Dirge of Cerberus, Vincent Valentine, which is in my opinion the best Vincent Valentine figure ever made. It's just, you know, such a nice piece, even though it's pretty old. We have the first release of Cloud Strive. We've got the Bear 2.0, we've got Reno, the Shinra Soldier, we've got Rufus, and Root. Yeah, these are pretty nice figures. And of course we can't forget about Red 13, which is probably one of my favorites Final Fantasy 7 Players Kai figures. Yeah, that's a look at that shelf. And moving down here we have even more, so let's take a look. Yeah, these are Advent Children figures and Crisis Core. So we've got the Crisis Core Aerith, we have the Crisis Core Zack, which is one of the rarest Players Kai Final Fantasy 7 figures out there. We've got Yuffie, Tifa, Sephiroth, Cloud, and Rufus. And yeah, I love this Sephiroth figure. This is my favorite Players Kai Sephiroth with the wing. It's just, you know, such a nice looking piece. And moving down here we have the last of my Players Kai Final Fantasy 7 figures. So we have Cat Sith and Red 13. And we have Sid. We've got the first release of Vincent Valentine. We've got the first release of Barrett's and the Cloud and Fenrir 2-pack. And yeah, of course I've got Fenrir and Hardy Daytona, but I just don't have those figures on display because I don't really have the space to display those bikes. Okay, so the top shelf. I've got these PlayArts Halo Reach, Halo 2, and Halo 5 figures. And yeah, these are made by PlayArts, not Players Kai. This is back when they were just PlayArts. So yeah, these are pretty old figures. I played Halo so much back in the day. I love the original games, Halo 1, 2, and 3, and you know, ODST and Reach. I was such a big fan of Halo back on the Xbox 360. But yeah, I don't play Halo anymore, sadly. I still haven't even played Halo 4 or 5. But the original games, Halo 1, 2, and 3, and Reach were my all-time favorites. You know, this game had such a big impact on me as a kid. I used to play it all the time on the Xbox 360. I've even got the Halo 3 Legendary Edition on the Xbox 360. Even my username is inspired by Halo, you know, Spartan. So yeah, I was just such a big fan of Halo. I still love it, even if I don't play it anymore. But yeah, just gotta have some figures to you know, to represent this franchise. Anyhow, moving down here, I've got some of these Bring Arts Final Fantasy 9 figures. I mean, I used to have a whole bunch of Bring Arts figures. I used to have the Kingdom Hearts figures and the Nier Automata figures. But I sold all those figures and I only kept these Final Fantasy 9 figures because these were my favorites. I thought these were definitely worth keeping because they're pretty rare figures and pretty unique. We don't have many Final Fantasy 9 figures out there. And I think these figures hold up pretty well. So yeah, I've got the whole lineup. I've got all the characters that they made. And I just love these figures so much. Especially the Vivi looks really amazing. So moving down here, I've got these PlayArts Kai Nier Automata figures. I've got 9S, 2B, A2, and Kaine. And Yeah, these are really nice figures. These are the special editions with the additional head sculpts and interchangeable body pieces. So yeah, I love them a lot. And here we have this really amazing Flare 2B statue, which is such a nice piece, definitely one of my favorites. And as I just mentioned, I had a whole bunch of Bring Arts Nier Automata figures, but sadly had to let them go. And next up here, I've got these PlayArts Kai Metal Gear Solid 5 figures from the Phantom Pain. I'm a pretty big fan of Metal Gear Solids, and I love Metal Gear Solid 5 despite all the flaws. I still love that game a lot. I actually recently replayed it and I thought it was great. I love the game, I thought it was good for what it was, but it's a shame that it got cut short. It got a lot of content removed from the game. But anyhow, I've got Venom Snake, I've got a Psycho Mantis, Skullface, Quiet, D-Dog, and Burning Man. Okay, so that's a look at all of my anime figures. Next, I want to give you guys a look at all of these collector editions for all of these games. So pretty much all of these games are collector editions or some type of special edition of some sort. So let's take a look at what we have here, starting off with the top. So we have The Last Guardian Collector's Edition, Little Nightmares 1, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and Resident Evil Village. Collector editions. Probably some of my favorite collector editions. Next up we have the Death Stranding Collector's Edition, which comes with the life-size Bridge Baby, which is such a cool item. And up the top here, this isn't a game, this is Spirited Away, the film. But it's the collector's edition, which comes with a whole bunch of props from the film, which is really, really cool. So at the top here we have the Catherine Full Body Harsh Desire Edition, and we have the Little Nightmares 2 TV Edition. Here we have the Last of Us 1 Post-Pandemic Edition statue, which is super, super rare. And here we have the Last of Us 2 Part 2 Collector's Edition. Very nice. Next up here we have Cyberpunk 2077 Collector's Edition. I mean, I still haven't even played this game. It's crazy to think this game came out 5 years ago. It blows my mind. I mean, I still remember this game coming out, just as if it was yesterday, But it's been 5 years, that's crazy. I still haven't even played the game because I was waiting for them to patch the game, but I just never got back to it. So, yeah, I mean, I will play it someday, but anyhow, moving on here, we have the Modern Warfare Dark Edition. Days Gone Collector's Edition, we have the Assassin's Creed Shadows, and here we have the Mirror's Edge Catalyst. We have Assassin's Creed Unity, this is the Guillotine Edition. We have Halo 3 Legendary Edition, which comes with the life-size Master Chief helmets. And here we have the Ghost of Tsushima Collector's Edition and Bioshock Infinite Collector's Edition. Okay, so next up, this is probably what makes up the majority of my entire figure collection. It mainly makes up of Hot Toys and 1/6 scale figures. It's mostly, I would say, film figures, and we have some game figures here too. So let's take a look at what we have. So let's begin with the first Detolf in this section. So yeah, we have some of these collector editions from my video games. So this is the Assassin's Creed Unity Guillotine Edition, which is one of my favorites. It's just such an epic looking collector's edition statue. It looks really amazing, and I've even got like some additional items here, like the music box and the pocket watch, which I think was exclusive to Amazon. I can't fully remember. I've even got like a guillotine ball opener still inside the packets, which I love collecting all these type of novelty items. We have like these letters which are still sealed in wax, which I think really creates a scene, really adds to the theme of the game. So yeah, I love this shelf right here. I think it looks great. Next up here we have some of these are Gecko Dead by Daylight figures. So this is Silent Hill 2 Executioner, or Pyramid Head, which way you want to call him. But yeah, this is such a nice piece, and this was my first Gecko figure, or statue I should say. It's just highly detailed and it looks really amazing. Next up here we have the Wraith, which is One of my newest statues out there. I only picked this up, I think probably no more than a month or two ago. So yeah, it's pretty recent. But yeah, I love this figure a lot. It looks really amazing, and even the eyes light up, and it's super details. The gecko, Silent Hill 2, Misty Days, Pyramid Head. It's just, you know, a crazy detailed figure. Looks really, really nice. And down here we have more Silent Hill figures, or statues. So yeah, these are made by Numbskull. Although this bobblehead nurse is made by Gecko. And it's definitely my favorite Silent Hill nurse figure out there. It's really quite a stunning piece. As for these three, these are made by Numbskull. I mean, they're still pretty nice figures. I would say they're much lower quality. You know, much lower, it's got, you know, not as great detailing, not as great paint jobs, but I still love them because we don't really have too many Silent Hill figures and statues out there. So I just, you know, I'm just happy to see more Silent Hill figures because the more the better. This one right here, Heather, is quite a nice piece. That's Pyramid Head in the back. So moving down here, we have some of these Death Stranding figures, which are custom made by myself. Yeah, I made these Death Stranding figures a couple of years ago when I made my Death Stranding film. If you guys don't know, I make stop motion films, and I made a fan-made Death Stranding stop motion animation, which even Norman Reedus, you know, the main actor of Death Stranding, he's seen my film and he followed me on Instagram. Even Hideo Kojima seen my film and he retweeted it on Twitter. If you guys want to see my film, then it will be on the channel. Just look up Death Stranding stop motion animation and it will be on the channel. I was also featured in the book. I got to talk to Norman Reedus. Yeah, it was a pretty cool experience, to be honest. But anyhow, let's take a look at what we have here. So I've got Cliff, which this figure was, I mean, this was super fun to make. I painted all the oil strands on his outfits, painted all the black lines in his face, and yeah, it was pretty fun to make, pretty tricky to make, but it was very, very satisfying. I've got some of these Skull platoon soldiers in the back. I've got this custom Sam Porter bridges, which I made the custom bridge baby for. It also lights up. I made it out of clay, so yeah, it was pretty fun to make. And I've got this Ludens 1/6 scale figure, which is very, very nice. And of course in the back I've got the, if I just move Ludens out of the way, got the 1:1 scale bridge baby prop. And I think he lights up. Yeah, from what I can remember, he lights up, which is a pretty cool prop to include with a collector's edition. Yeah, really like this one a lot. This is probably one of my favorite items from any collector's edition out there. So let's get Ludens back in here. And that's a look at all of my Death Stranding figures. I also made the tank, but I actually sent that to Hideo Kojima, but he never got back to me. And so next shelf, we have the Assassin's Creed Shadows Collector's Edition. I love all type of samurai content, which you guys will see from the rest of my collection in a moment. But yeah, I love, you know, all these type of statues. This is a really nice piece. Yasuke and Naue. It's actually a pretty nicely detailed statue, and it looks really amazing with both of the characters on the display. We got this replica piece of Naue's katana. Got the steelbook in the back there. Yeah, I mean, it makes for a very nice display, I think. So yeah, moving down here, we have some of these Metal Gear Solid figures made by Medicom and one made by Hot Toys. So the ones on the back are from Metal Gear Solid 3, which is, I would say, one of my favorites Metal Gear Solids out there. I would say my first is Metal Gear Solid 4. That's my first favorite one, but then my second favorite would be Metal Gear Solid 3, without a doubt. It's just such a great game. Anyhow, these are made by Medicom, so we have the Skull Snake, we have Big Boss, and we have Naked Snake. These are very old figures. I would say these came out in the early 2000s, and they're very, very old, outdated figures, but I still love them a lot, especially the big boss with the croc cap. That one's my favorites. And moving down here, so this Raiden is made by Medicom, and same goes for the Old Snake. Both made by Medicom Toys. Once again, they're pretty outdated, but I still love them a lot. Especially the Raiden. I would say he's my favorite Metal Gear Solid figure in my collection. And this one right here, this is the Metal Gear Rising Raiden, made by Hot Toys. It's such a step up. It's got crazy detailing. It looks almost real, like his eye looks, you know, like the glow, like the glint in the eye. It looks pretty realistic. But yeah, I love that figure a lot. So yeah, that's a look at my Metal Gear Solid figures. Next up here we have some of these 3-0 BioShock figures. These are super rare. I didn't realize. I mean I picked them up at retail price, but I didn't realize that these figures became super rare and expensive. I was pretty shocked to see the prices that these figures are worth now. I'm just happy that I picked them up at retail. They also light up. They can light up, you know, multiple colors, like in the game. They've also got the little sisters on the back there. Very, very nice figures, and they're also made of like real fabrics, which is quite impressive. So down here we've got my The Last of Us display. I'm a big fan of the first game, but second game, not so much. I mean, I still enjoyed it, but I don't know. You can't beat the first game. The first game was just perfect with Joel and Ellie. It was just a perfect game. I mean, this was my favorite game of all time at one stage. But anyhow, let's take a look at what we have here. So this is a statue from the post-pandemic edition, which, as I mentioned before, is very, very rare. It's a very, you know, expensive and sought-after piece. I've got the Little Big Planet Sackboy of Joel and Ellie, still sealed in the box. I've got these editions for Joel and Ellie, and like in the fabric case. And there's a look at the art book for the game, and I've got the soundtrack in the back. So yeah, that's a look at The Last of Us. Moving on here to the next display, let's take a look at what we have. So this is my display for Ghost of Tsushima, which is one of my all-time favorite games. It's just an excellent, excellent game. I was really blown away by how good this game really was. The VTS Toys Jinsakai, just such a great piece. Yeah, I love this fox. This is the deluxe version with the fox and the display base. I love this figure so much. It's just incredible. And I've got the mask from the collector's edition of the game. I've got this other mask down here, which I love. And in the back here, you may be wondering what this is. This is a real piece of samurai armor. It should be in a museum, but I found a guy selling these pieces. I mean, they're genuine samurai armor pieces from like hundreds of years ago. There's a little plaque here. It says Middle Edo period, 1740 to 1810. It's a real piece of armor plating from that time period, which is pretty insane. Okay, and so moving down here to my Resident Evil display. And these are all the figures from all the collector's editions. From Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 4, and Resident Evil 2 Remake. I mean, they're not the best figures, but I would say they're pretty decent for a collector's edition. And here I've got some like replicas. A replica key from Village. I've got like a replica T-Virus and antivirus. I've got the candles in the back. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of like little collectible props in there. And moving down here, we have more Resident Evil figures. So as you can see in the back, I've got the World Box Nemesis, 1/6 figure. And this is such a nice piece. This is a holy grail figure for me because I was trying to track this figure down for years. I just could not find it. It's probably one of the most difficult figures which I've ever tried to pick up. I mean, it took years to find this figure. It's crazy difficult to find. But yeah, this is a holy grail figure because I love this figure so much. It's gotta be one of my favorites, for sure. Anyhow, moving on, we have the Hot Toys Resident Evil 6 Ada Wong, which is a very nice figure. I also want to pick up the damn Toys Ada Wong, but it's super difficult to find. I just cannot find it for a good price. Next up, we have the Hot Toys Resident Evil 6 Leon S. Kennedy. Probably one of my least favorites Leon figures. I don't know, the proportions look a bit strange. I mean, it's got a decent head sculpt, but just the whole body doesn't look that great. But in the back, I've got the damn Toys Leon, which is a very nice figure, but I want Claire and Ada to go along with him, but I just cannot find those figures for a good price. In the back, I've got some more props. I've got some coins and medallions and keys from the game. And so moving down here, I've got another Resident Evil display. I mean, I would say Resident Evil is my favorite gaming franchise, even more than Final Fantasy, which may be a surprise to some people since I make Final Fantasy content, but I would say Resident Evil is, it's where my true passion is at, because I grew up with Resident Evil. Resident Evil 4, the original on PS2, is one of my all-time favorite games. I love this franchise so much. But anyhow, I've got this Numbskull Licker and Numbskull Nemesis, which are very, very nice statues. And I've got this Kotobukiya Resident Evil Vendetta Leon S. Kennedy. Very, very nice piece. I've got that mini Nemesis and Nemesis coin in the back. So yeah, that's a look at my 3 Resident Evil displays. Okay, so next up we have the Pop Toys The Last Samurai 1/6 scale figures. And these are really quite amazing. These are some of my favorite figures in my entire collection. I just love these figures so much. Just the level of detail and the quality is pretty insane. They've even got real hair, and even the swords are all made of metal. They're die casts. It's just, incredible work. They've got real armor plating. This one's my favorite, Katsumoto. Yeah, it's by far my favorite 1/6 scale Last Samurai figure. It's just such an incredible design. And yes, from one of my favorite films, The Last Samurai. And keep in mind, these figures are not official. They're made by a third-party company, so I think for the level of detail, it's just incredible. And moving down here, I've got a couple more Pop Toys The Last Samurai figures. Got the Golden Samurai in the back. So I think I pretty much got them all. I think I may be only missing 1 or 2, but yeah, for the most part, I've got all the main Pop Toys The Last Samurai figure. So next up, I've got this 1/6 scale Lu Bu from, if you guys know the game, it's from Dynasty Warriors, if you guys ever played those games back in the day. But yeah, Lu Bu was always my favorite character to play as, so I just had to pick this figure up to represent the character. It's a very, very nice piece. Next up here, I've got a very random figure. So this is Gilgamesh from Eternals, which is made by Hot Toys. So I don't own any other Marvel figures. So yeah, it's a pretty random figure to pick up. But I seen him for a good price, and I'm a very big fan of this actor in particular, so I just had to pick this figure up. So moving down here, we have some more game figures. So all of these figures are made by 3-0. So in the middle, we have the Halo Reach Ymil, which is such a great figure. I love this piece so much, and it's also pretty rare. I just wish that 3-0 made all of the characters from Noble Team. I think they only made, I think it's just Emil and Carter that they made, which is definitely a shame because it would have been very nice to have all of Noble Team in 1/6 scale form, June and George, Noble 6, Cats. It would have been very, very nice. So yeah, definitely a shame. But yeah, I still love the figure nonetheless. Anyhow, in the back here, I've got the Crisis Nanosuits Prophets. And this is, another great figure. I would say this is a very rare figure. I mean, if you try to find this figure, it's very, very difficult to find. So I think I got pretty lucky because I found this figure for a very, very good price. And yeah, I love the figure so much. I'm a big fan of the series of Crisis. I just recently replayed through the whole trilogy on the remastered edition. It's such a great game. I love Crisis so much, especially Crisis 2. Anyhow, in the back here, I've got the Dead Space 3 Isaac Clarke in the snowsuits. And this is also a pretty rare figure. I find that 3-0 figures become pretty rare because I don't think that they make many figures. I think they make all the figures in very small batches, and all the figures that they make are pretty unique. So yeah, I think that's why their figures become super rare. But yeah, big fan of the Dead Space series, and I love this figure so much. Even like the whole costume is made of like real fabric. It's really quite amazing, and it also lights up. Same goes for Emil. He also lights up as well. So moving down here, I've got my little collection of Jurassic Park items. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Jurassic Park. I mean, I grew up with the films, the original trilogy. I just love these films so much. They're very nostalgic, very comforting to watch. It brings out your inner child when you rewatch these films, especially the first one. It's my all-time favorites. But anyhow, I've got the Iron Studios T-Rex Attacks Polystone statue. It's a very nice piece. I just recently picked up these statues, and I'm very impressed with Iron Studios. I never picked up any of their pieces before. I'm pretty impressed with what they've done here. And the stand in the back is not made by Iron Studios. It's made by a company called Nanmu Studios, and they make all of these props for all of these Jurassic Park statues. So yeah, I just paired it up with this Iron Studios T-Rex, which I think goes pretty well. And in the back here, I've got a whole bunch of, all of these collectible Jurassic Park items, all these ingots and like tickets and whatnots, all these replicas. The mosquito and the amber, and the Barbasol can with all the dinosaur DNA specimens. Very, very cool. And here I've got the Iron Studios Jurassic World Mosasaurus, which is my newest piece, and I love this one so much. This is a very, very nicely detailed, very nicely sculpted statue. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And it's pretty funny that I picked this up because I'm absolutely terrified of sharks and the ocean, like the deep ocean. So yeah, this statue scares me a lot, but I love it so much. It's just a pure work of art. So yeah, very, very nice. That is my little Jurassic Park display. Hope you guys like it. Okay, so next up we have some of the best figures in my entire collection. So these are the Hot Toys Predators, and I love these figures so much. They just look amazing on display, and they're super fun to collect. And yeah, they're just such badass looking characters. That's why I've got them displayed on the top shelf, just to really showcase these figures. And yeah, I love these figures. So first up we have the Hot Toys Samurai Predator Original, and I would say this is hands down my favorite figure ever made. This is just an absolute holy grail in my collection. I love this figure with a passion. It looks incredible. The level of detail is just, it's mixed my two favorite things, samurais and predators. And this base is just, it's insane. I mean, look at the base. He just severed the head of the xenomorph. It's crazy, Yeah, this is just a really outstanding figure. I could not be happier with how Hot Toys did with this figure. And they're also re-releasing this figure with a different paint job, but in my opinion, I think this original version is by far the best. It cannot be beaten. It's just a perfect figure. Next up here we have the Elder Predator 2.0, which is also a very, very nice figure. The original Predator, the original Elder Predator, was also pretty rare, but once this figure came out, I think the price went down on the original Elder. But I remember that figure being, it was up to $1,000. It was insane. But I would say this 2.0 is a much better Elder figure. Next up here we also have the Wolf Predator 2.0, which is a pretty big improvement from the original Hot Toys Wolf Predator. I think it may have the same body, but the head sculpt is vastly improved and it looks much better. Yeah, I love that figure a lot as well. So yeah, there's 3 holy grails right there. The Elder, Samurai Predator, and the Wolf Predator. So moving down here we have some more of these samurai figures. So this is the Pop Toys Mortal Kombat Scorpion, which is really nice because, once again, just like the Pop Toys Last Samurai figures, the armor is made of metal. It's die-cast, and he just looks incredible. Yeah, it's just such a badass looking character. Just had to pick this figure up. Even though I'm not a big fan of the game, I love the look of this character. So I just decided why not pick him up. And next up here we have the Faisen TV League Shi. And this is a pretty old figure. I think I picked this figure up probably over 10 years ago. It's a very old figure. And next up here we have I can't remember who this is made by, but it's such an amazing looking figure. It's got an incredible display base. I mean, look at this base, the severed Oni head. She's got like a samurai helmet. There's even like a monkey here on a giant peach. Yeah, really amazing figure. And next up here we have some of these Hot Toys The Mandalorian figures. See, I'm a pretty big fan of Star Wars. I mean, I wasn't before. I only recently got into Star Wars a couple years ago. I got into it big time, and I collected a whole bunch of these Hot Toys Star Wars figures. As you can see, it's pretty full. So yeah, I'm gonna need to probably downsize on some of these figures. But anyhow, let's take a look at what we have here on the first shelf. So in the back we have the Mandalorian himself, and this is the one with, if you guys can see there, we have the pram for the child, for Grogu, Baby Yoda. You can see him in the back there. Yeah, it's a very nice figure. They also made the new one with the die-cast armor, which is probably a better figure because it also comes with the head sculpts of Pedro Pascal. But yeah, I still love this figure a lot. I think it's a great piece. So I'm pretty happy enough just keeping the older version. Next up here in the middle we have Ahsoka Tano with another Baby Yoda here. A great figure. I think they may have made a 2.0, which is a better figure. But once again, I'm pretty content on just keeping the first version of the character. And next up here we have Koshka Reeves, which is another great piece. It's got such a great head sculpt. I mean, that looks pretty close to Sasha Banks. It's a very striking head sculpt. And here we have Bo-Katan, which is also a great figure. So that's a look at this first shelf of the Mandalorian Hot Toys figures. And down here we have some more figures. It's kind of like a mix here. We have the Hot Toys Qui-Gon Jinn, Hot Toys Darth Maul. This is the original version, not the 2.0. But yeah, I love Qui-Gon Jinn. He was always my favorite Jedi. It's a really nice figure actually. And in the middle we have the Kotobukiya Darth Maul. And this is such a cool design, it's very unique. I was looking to pick this figure up for such a long time. I had a bit of trouble trying to find him, but I finally picked him up. He's a really great piece. And this is the Bushido version of Darth Maul, so he looks very different. It's very Japanese samurai inspired. And I think the lightsaber also lights up, so it makes for a pretty cool effect. And in the back here we have some of these First Order Snow Troopers. I've got the 2-pack with both of them. And so next up we have more of these Hot Toys Predators from Alien vs Predator. And this is one of my favorite displays. This is one of my favorite details in my collection. I just think it looks perfect with the 3 Predators because they look insane. I mean, it's got such a cool design. They did such a great job designing these new Predators. And in the middle we have the Celtic Predator, which is my all-time favorite design for a Predator. This has always been my favorite look for a Predator. It's just so badass looking. It looks incredible. And the base with the severed xenomorph head. And in the back here we have the main Predator from the film. This is the Scar Predator. And it's also a very nice piece. And these are all 2.0s. These all these AVP Predators. They made some of these figures many years ago, but these are the updated versions. And in the back here we have the Ancient Temple Predator, also with the severed xenomorph head there on the spear, if you guys can see. Okay, so next up we have some of these Asmus and Inart's Lord of the Rings figures. I mean, this is my favorite movie franchise of all time. I've loved these films ever since I was a kid, so I had to pick up some figures to represent the films. So anyhow, first up we have the Asmus Gandalf the Grey, which is Such a great piece. I mean, I was blown away when I first seen this head sculpt out of the box. It looks a lot like the actor Ian McKellen from the film. It looks incredible, you know. It's even got like rooted hair, a rooted beard, which is pretty insane. I'm just so impressed with what they've done here. Even like all the clothing is real material. He's got the book down here. It's even got like real pages. The sword's made of die cast. It's just such a great piece. I could not be happier with how Asmus have done this figure. Next up here we have the Asmus Gimli. He's got like a rooted beard, rooted mustache. It's pretty impressive. He's got all these axes, which are die casts. And in the back here we have the Inarts Aragorn, which is quite a nice piece. This is the version with the rooted hair. So yeah, that's a quick look at my very small Lord of the Rings 1/6 scale figure collection. Okay, so moving down here, let's take a look at what we have. So we have some more of these Hot Toys Star Wars figures, and these are from The Last Jedi. So I've got Rey, Jedi training. I've got Kylo Ren. I think this has got a very good head sculpt. It's got a really good likeness to Adam Driver. But anyhow, in the back we have some of these First Order Stormtroopers. And down here at the bottom I've got the Hot Toys Boba Fett on the throne with Fennec, which is such a cool look. I mean, this is just such a badass looking figure. I had to pick this one up. And in the back I've got the first release of The Mandalorian. And I've got the 2-pack of the Sand Troopers from Rogue One. These are pretty rare figures, these the 2-pack Sand Troopers. So that's a look at Boba Fett on the throne. The Last Jedi figures. We have some of these Mandalorian figures. And down here we've got some of these prequel figures. So yeah, that's pretty much my Hot Toys Star Wars collection. Hope you guys like it. Let's move on to the next shelf. Okay, so next up here we have the last of my Hot Toys Predator figures. So in the middle we have the Hot Toys AVP Elder Predator 2.0. And yeah, this is a great piece. I didn't think that I would ever pick up this figure because I wasn't a big fan of the head sculpts. But I just recently picked up this figure about a couple months ago, and I've got to say the head sculpt looks a lot better in person. I don't think it's very photogenic. It doesn't look that great in pictures and videos. But in person it looks much better. And yeah, I'm very happy to finally have the last Predator to complete my collection. So yeah, I've got the Elder Predator, I've got these AVP Predators, and I've got the Samurai Predator, Wolf Predator, and Elder Predator. So that makes up my Hot Toys Predator collection. And beside him here I've got the Hot Toys Terminator 2 DX T800. And here we have the Hot Toys Alien Ripley. So this is also a new figure which I picked up. And it's a pretty decent figure. I would say it's got a good likeness to the actor Sigourney Weaver. I don't think it's perfect, but it's pretty acceptable, I would say. And down here we have a nice base with the cats. And so next up I've got my Hot Toys The Dark Knight figure collection. I love these figures so much. It's from one of my favorite films of all time, The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. I would say it's easily the best superhero film ever made. At least in my opinion. It's just, you know, it's such a perfect film, and I love the music. The score is just, you know, it's incredible. But anyhow, let's take a look at what we have here. So first up we have the Hot Toys Bane 2.0, and this is such an improvement from the original Bane. I mean, I had the original Bane figure, but he looks so bad in comparison to this new 2.0. This one has the newly developed muscle body, which is way more screen accurate. And yeah, it's just a perfect Bane figure. Also, the eyes can move, which is pretty insane. Next up, we have the 2-pack with Batman and Bruce Wayne in the back. Of course, it also comes with the Batman armory, but I don't have the space to display the armory. But yeah, this is a really nice Batman. And next up we have the Hot Toys Artisan Joker, which was my first Artisan figure. I never thought that I would pick up this figure, but I seen him for a decent price, so I just decided why not. You know, why not decide upgrades from my DX11 and DX12? See, I sold off my my older DX11 and DX12 and picked up these new, these new 2.0 figures, which are much better. So I'm very happy with this Artisan Joker. He's perfect, very screen accurate. His eyes can move. You can even like stick out his tongue, which is pretty insane. So yeah, I'm very happy with this figure in particular. It's really nice. And of course in the back we've got Bruce Wayne, we have Suicide Squad Harley Quinn, which is, I mean, it's kind of out of place, but at the same time it kind of fits because it's from Batman. So yeah, I've just got her here displayed with these Dark Knight figures. And of course I've got the 2.0 of Catwoman. It's not a massive improvement, but it is better compared to the original. So yeah, I just decided why not pick up all of the new Hot Toys Dark Knight 2.0 figures. And yeah, I'm very happy with them. Okay, so next up we have my Hot Toys Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 figure collection. So yeah, I love these figures so much. I recently got into Guardians big time, so I decided to pick up some of these Hot Toys figures. And I'm really happy that I did because they're very fun figures to pick up. And yeah, they look great as a collection. They're very eye-catching because they're very colorful. But yeah, I think I pretty much have all the main figures except for Drax. Yeah, he's the only one which I'm missing. I just cannot seem to find Drax for a good price. He seems to have become super rare and super expensive, which I did not expect. And I think I'm also missing Mantis, but I've got no intentions of picking up that figure. Anyhow, let's take a look at what we have here. So first up, we have Yondu, and this figure is insane. I mean, check out that head sculpt. It's got one of the best head sculpts which I've ever seen on any Hot Toys figure. It's just crazy the level of detail that Hot Toys can achieve. And this is a Grail figure. This is a Holy Grail figure. It's super rare to find, super expensive. So I'm really happy that I managed to pick it up. And he comes with the Groots, the baby Groots in the cage. Yeah, this is Gamora. And this is a great figure, although I think Hot Toys can do a better job. I think Hot Toys can do a much better figure of this character. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the day that they make an updated Gamora. Next up here we have Nebula. And this one is not from Volume 2, this is from Endgame, I think. But yeah, I decided to pick up this figure because I thought this was the best looking version of this character which Hot Toys have made. I love the head sculpt with the black eyes. It looks super menacing. And yeah, I'm a big fan of this character from the film. So next up we have Star-Lord from Volume 2, and this is actually my favorite Hot Toys figure of Star-Lord. I think it's got one of the best head sculpts, and I love the outfits with this long cloak piece. This is the exclusive version with the baby Groots. And down here I've got the 2-pack of Rocket and Groot. So this is Rockets, and this is also my favorite look of Rockets in the prison uniform. I just think he looks the best in this orange color scheme. So yeah, I love this figure so much. This is the first release of Rocket that they made. Down here I've got Groot holding the bomb, which comes with, I think this one comes with Gamora. I've got the baby Groots in the plant pots, which comes with the 2-pack of Rocket and Groots. And of course, the Groot in the cage, which comes with Yondu. And in the back here, I've got Groot in the 2-pack. And this is my favorite look of Groot when he's fully grown. And, he's very tall and powerful. So yeah, that's a look at my Hot Toys Guardians collection. And so on the bottom shelf, we have some of these Thyssen TB League Egyptian 1/6 scale figures. And these are very nice figures. I just recently played through Assassin's Creed Origins for the first time, and I got super into Egyptian culture, so I just decided to pick up some of these TB League figures. And yeah, they're very nice. They're very eye-catching, very striking figures with very cool designs. And they're also pretty heavy because they're made of rubber. So yeah, they're very heavy figures. But yeah, let's take a look at what we have here. So in the middle we have Tutankhamun, the boy king. And this is the exclusive version with the throne. As you can see, he's sitting on the chair on the throne. Very nice. And next up here we have the Crocodile King. I think the name is Sobek. I'm Not 100% sure, but I think the name is Sobek. And I think Faison made two versions of all of these figures. They made a black version and a gold version, but I thought the gold version looked better, so that's why I decided to go for this color scheme. And I think it looks very, very nice, very eye-catching. So yeah, that's the Crocodile King. Next up here we have Anubis, the god of the underworld. And yeah, this is my favorite one. I love this character so much, with the jackal head sculpts. It's just such a cool design. And at the bottom here I've got some of these Egyptian pen holders, which I picked up randomly. Just thought to include them in this display. And in the back here we have Horus. And this is a really great figure. It's got the bird head, the eagle head. And I mean, all the clothing, it's all real fabrics. I mean, they look great as a collection. They've also made like so many of these Egyptian figures, but I just decided to pick up my favorite ones. Okay, so this is the final detail. As you can see, we have reached the final display. So let's take a look at what we have here. So at the top shelf we have the Hot Toys Pirates of the Caribbean DX Jack Sparrow, and this is the artisan version with the rooted hair. And I would say this is by far one of the most impressive Hot Toys figures which I've ever seen. It's just a crazy figure. I mean, the rooted hair is just insane. I never intended to pick this figure up. I mean, just like the Joker, I didn't intend to pick up any of these artisan figures, but I just seen them for a decent price, so I decided why not pick them up. But yeah, this is a really nice piece. If I can just quickly rotate the figure just to give you guys a look at the back of the rooted hair piece. I mean, it's just insane. This is all real hair, like real braids and dreadlocks and whatnot. It's just, you know, an absolute masterpiece of a figure. But yeah, it's got a very good likeness to Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. It comes with this really amazing base with the steering wheel, with some water down here. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. And just beside him here I've got, this is actually made by NECA, which is pretty impressive because it's actually pretty nicely detailed. It's got some nice detailing and paint jobs in there. So yeah, that's a look at my Hot Toys Pirates of the Caribbean display. Okay, so next up we have my 3-0, The Walking Dead 1/6 scale figure collection. And as you can see, it's looking pretty full. I've got like 9 figures displayed here, so it's looking pretty overcrowded. But I just decided to display all the figures together, since they're all from the same franchise. But yeah, this is definitely a lot more full than what I would want. But anyhow, let's take a look at what we have here. So first up we have Carl, and we have Maggie, and Glenn. And in the back here we've got Daryl, which is my favorite 3-0 Walking Dead figure. It's a very nice piece. In the middle here we have Negan, and I've got the first release of, the first season of Rick. And here we have the Walker, Michonne, and Walker 2. I would like to pick up Ezekiel, but I think that would be about it because I think it's already full as it is. Okay, and so moving down, I've got some more of these Faison figures. So first up, we've got the Valkyrie, which is from Norse mythology. And I've also just included a custom cape, just to complete the figure because I kind of thought a cape was missing on this character, so yeah, I just decided to include this white and gold fur cape, which I think looks much better. Next up we have the Spartan warrior from Greek mythology. She comes with the helmets, this really cool display base. It's got a pretty good head sculpt, and it's even got like rooted hair. And this figure I picked up many years ago, probably over 10 years at least. And in the back here I've got the Court of the Dead Kier, which is a really awesome piece. I've also got the Kier premium formats from Sideshow, which I'll give you guys a look at a little bit later on. Okay, so this is the final display in my whole entire collection, and we have the 3A Tomorrow King's 1/6 scale figures. So I've had these for such a long time. I mean, these were some of the first 1/6 scale figures that I ever picked up, when I first started collecting, so I just can't believe that I still have them in such good condition. But I mean, they're such cool characters. They're very unique looking. They're kind of like a mix between samurais and ninjas and robots. And if you guys are planning to get into these, then be sure to look up the backstory, because they've got a very cool backstory behind them. They're autistic warriors made to kill robots in a post-apocalyptic world. So yeah, definitely check out the backstory. But anyhow, let's take a look at what we have here. So first up, we have Orochi, we have Kyuku, which is my favorite one. And next up we have Nage, we've got Baka, Shogun, and Nom de Plume exclusive. So yeah, very nice figures, and I'm really happy that I still have them. But anyhow, that's a look at my whole entire 1/scale figure collection. Okay, so next up, let's take a look at my 1/4 resin statues. So first up, we have the Sideshow Collectibles Core of the Dead Kier premium format statue. And this is such a nice piece. Kier's my favorite character from the Core of the Dead line. And yeah, I'm just so happy to have this statue. I would love to pick up more, but these statues are pretty rare and pretty expensive. So I'm just happy at least that I've got Kier. And yeah, as you can see, she's also the tallest 1/4 scale statue out of my entire collection. I've kind of got them displayed by heights. And yeah, Kier is by far the tallest one. So next up here, I've got two of these Sideshow Weta, the Lord of the Rings Polystone statues. So I've got Lurch, and I've got the Uruk-hai Berserker Sideshow exclusive. So first up, let's take a look at the Lurch, who's my favorite villain from the trilogy. It's just such a badass character and such a cool design. And like, all the clothing is real material. It's really quite amazing. I love the base as well. It's a very heavy statue. And next up, let's take a look at the Sideshow exclusive Uruk-hai Berserker. So this statue is my favorite 1/4 scale resin statue out of all of my statues right here. It's just, you know, a crazy detailed piece. I mean, look at the level of detailing. All the arrows embedded into the body, and the severed heads of the Rohirrim soldier. You know, it's such a gruesome piece, but I love it. Look at the scar here, like the injury on his leg. All the real material for the cloak pieces. You know, it's just, I've never seen detailing quite like this. This is a pretty old statue as well, but it's still my favorite statue that I've ever picked up. And so next up here, I've got the Enter Bay Terminator 2 T800 battle damaged 1/4 scale figure. So yeah, this is not a statue, this is an actual figure, but I just decided to display him up here since he's in the same scale as all these statues. But yeah, I mean, check out the detailing. It's got one of the best head sculpts that I've ever seen of Arnie. It's got a very good likeness. And then also the eye lights up red, which is a very cool feature. And look at the chest piece. I mean, look at all the torn up flesh. It's pretty crazy detail. It looks like it's almost soft, like it looks like it's bleeding, which is pretty gruesome. But I love this figure so much. I never thought that I would pick this one up. But I found him for a good price. And he's in pretty good condition as well. So yeah, that's the Enter Bay Arnie. Okay, so next up here we have some of these 1/4 scale anime figures from Resident Evil and Final Fantasy. So first up we have the Pink Studio, Tifa. So yeah, you guys may remember this figure and the whole controversy around this figure. I mean, I love this figure a lot. I think it's a great piece. It turned out pretty nice. I love the paint job, you know, I love the sculpting, and the display base is really quite amazing. It doesn't have the best likeness to Tifa from the game, but I still like this piece a lot. This is my only 1/4 scale resin statue that I've ever picked up of Final Fantasy. I mean, they've made so many, but yeah, this was the only one that I ever picked up. And here we have Claire Redfield and Ada Wong, made by Greenleaf Studios. And these are very nice pieces, some of my favorites. So let's take a look at the Claire. She's got a very nice head sculpt, and I think this is her outfit based off Code Veronica, I'm pretty sure. Got quite a nice base. And next up here we have my personal favorites. This is Ada Wong. Very striking piece. This is the genuine version. I mean, there's been a lot of bootlegs, a lot of copies of this statue, but this is the genuine one. I picked this up when it was first released. It comes with this certificates of authenticity, and it's even numbers. So yeah, I'm really happy to have this piece. And so next up, it's a little bit random, but I've got my Halo 3 Legendary Edition life-size Master Chief helmet replica, which is such a nice piece. This is one of my favorite items from any gaming collector editions out there. Gives off a nice glare. It's, you know, very reflective. It looks really, really nice. And so next up, we have a whole bunch of these Gentle Giant Sucker Punch statues. But first up, I've got this Nier Automata statue of A2, which is a pretty nice piece. This is different because it's actually made of plastic. It doesn't look it, but it's actually made of plastic, which is quite impressive because it looks very high quality. It also comes with a couple heads to interchange. You can interchange your head for 2B. It's quite a nice piece, and it was pretty affordable. And these are my Sucker Punch statues made by Gentle Giant. And these are super, super rare. I mean, like mega rare statues. I cannot express enough how rare these are. I mean, I don't even have the full line because they're so rare to find. But yeah, I love these statues a lot. I've got Sweet Pea, Baby Doll, Rockets, and Amber. And I'm missing Blondie because that figure is just so rare to find. I think I'm also missing the Nazi zombie and some of the samurai figures. But yeah, for the moment, this is my Sucker Punch collection by Gentle Giant. So yeah, I love these statues a lot. I also love the film. I know a lot of people did not like it because it doesn't really make sense. But I mean, just from from an artistic perspective, I love the film. It was so entertaining. So that's Sweet Pea, and next up we have Baby Doll, which is probably, I would say, probably the rarest one. Next up here we have Rockets. You can still find her for a pretty decent price, quite affordable. And last up here we have Amber, which is probably my least favorite Sucker Punch character and design out of them all. And next up we have two of these statues. So these are called Honey Trap statues made by Gentle Giant from the Honey Trap line. So yeah, they're pretty cool. They've got quite nice designs. I especially love this one. I think her name is Derby. It's just got such a unique design. Like police outfits and rollerblades. It's very, very unique. And this one right here, kind of like a scuba diver outfits. She's got like this big ass spear and like all these tattoos over her body. It's very, very unique design once again. And yeah, these are also very rare. I don't know why Gentle Giant statues are so rare because, I mean, they're nice statues, but they're not that great. They're not like super high quality. But anyhow, let's look at all of my 1/4 scale statues. Okay, and so last up, this is the last part of my collection, which is a little bit random because I kind of went through a whole Tim Burton phase and a Disney phase and kind of picked up a whole bunch of these Diamond Selects Nightmare Before Christmas figures, and yeah, I just decided to display them on this shelf here, which I had free. Yeah, very, very random, but yeah, let's take a look at what we have here anyhow. So at the top here, I've got this Lego set of Halloween Town, which I still haven't even built. It's still sealed in there. And I've got this Corpse Bride statue of Victor and Emily, and here I've got some of these Diamond Select Nightmare Before Christmas characters. I think I've pretty much got them all except for maybe a few of them. And down here I've got some of these Nightmare Before Christmas Gashapons. Some of these are from Disney, from the Disney store, like the ornaments which light up. And some of them play music. But yeah, these are very small figures and super, super fragile. And these ones in the back, these are Disney traditions. These big ones in the back. which are pretty high quality. I've got these photo frames. It's like a 3D photo frame with a figurine inside. It's pretty cool. And down here I've got some more of these Nightmare Before Christmas and Corpse Bride figures made by Ebb Style. So we've got all the main characters: Zero, Jack, Victor and Emily, Sally, and this one of Victor and Emily on the bench. Very, very nice. And down here I've got some of these are Disney mugs and some Disney hanging ornaments, which I picked up from the Disney store. So yeah, I kind of went through a little phase of collecting these mugs. Kind of random, but I don't know. I love these mugs. They've got very, very nice artwork. And of course they're all brand new. I don't use these mugs. They're just for display. And down here we have some of these hanging ornaments from various films: Hercules, Winnie the Pooh, Oliver and Company, Finding Nemo, Lion King, Lady and the Tramp, and some of these here ones which are from the Haunted Mansion, which are some of my favorites, especially this one right here. And yeah, they all light up, or they have some type of music. So yeah, that's a look at my Disney collection and my Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas collection. Okay, and so moving on to the final part of my collection. So this is kind of like a mix between a whole bunch of random figures, mostly from NECA Toys and McFarlane Toys, from different games and films. So let's take a look at what we have here. So at the top it's super random, but I have a whole bunch of Harry Potter stuff. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like the biggest fan of Harry Potter, but I do love the films, and I love all of these figures which they made. Whole bunch of different characters and creatures from the films, and I've got this suitcase which I picked up from the Harry Potter shop in London. I've got like the chess piece, the Hogwarts replica, which lights up. So yeah, very random, very small Harry Potter section in my collection. So next up here we have a whole bunch of these Resident Evil figures, mostly made by Palisades Toys. And down here I've got some made by NECA Toys. So in this shelf right here I've got some of these super rare figures like Nemesis Tyrants, the William Birkin's Lady Dimitrescu Tyrants, you know, pretty much a mix between NECA and Palisades figures. And so next up I've got these NECA Toys Resident Evil 4 figures. And I think I've pretty much got them all from what I can remember. I think I've got the majority. I've got all the variants of Leon. Got both variants of the Regenerator. I've got Ada, I've got all the monks. Yeah, just Resident Evil 4 is my favorite Resident Evil game. It just can never be beaten. It was just a perfect game. And moving down here, I've got some of these NECA Toys Alien vs Predator and Alien figures. And once again, I think I've got the majority that they made. And here I've got all the spacesuits from Alien. Got Ripley Vasquez, which is a very, very rare figure. I've got Hicks and all the AVP aliens. And here's some more figures made by NECA. So the majority of these figures are from Valve games, from Team Fortress, Left 4 Dead, Portal, and I've also got some of these NECA Dead Space figures, and this Sam and Twitch figure made by McFarlane. But yeah, these Team Fortress figures, in particular in the back, are super, super rare and super expensive. Probably some of the rarest figures that the NECA Toys have ever made. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Team Fortress. I used to play this game a lot back in the day. So yeah, I just had to pick up these figures. Sadly, they never made the remaining Blue Team members, the Sniper, the Medic, and the Scouts. And moving down here, we have some more NECA figures from Gears of War and Bioshock. I'm a big fan of both of these franchises. I mean, I used to play them all the time back on the Xbox 360, so these figures are very, very nostalgic to me. You know, I've had these figures for many years, and yeah, I still love them. You know, all these characters, and here we have some BioShock figures from BioShock 2 and BioShock Infinite. I love this franchise, and I've got these coins, these pins. If I can just open it up here, I've got these pins from BioShock Infinite of all the Vigors. It's a very cool sets. So yeah, that's pretty much all of my BioShock figures. All the Big Daddies, Subject Delta, the Big Sister, Subject Rosie, you know, Motorized Patriots, and all the little sisters, and of course the Splicers. So yeah, that's a look at my NECA Toys collection. We had BioShock, Gears of War, Team Fortress, Alien, Resident Evil, and of course the Harry Potter collection at the top. Okay, so last up, I just want to give you guys a look at how I display the boxes for all of my figures. So this is pretty much the boxes for everything that I own. Pretty much all my Playarts Kai, all my Hot Toys boxes, everything is in here. So yeah, I like to keep the boxes. I don't like to throw them away because I like to retain the value in case I ever sell it in the future. And I've also got the whole entire Resident Evil line of figures made by Moby Dick, which are super rare. I just don't have the space to display these figures, unfortunately. So I just have to, you know, I have to store them inside this in this wardrobe. But yeah, I do have all the figures in here, which is pretty insane because these are just mega rare figures, especially this Nemesis Type 2. Such a great piece. I just wish I had the space to display these amazing figures. Alright guys, so that was a look at my entire figure collection. So yeah, this was a pretty long and difficult video to make. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys like my collection. As I mentioned before, this is probably as big as my collection is ever going to be. I mean, this is going to be the peak of how big it's going to be. So yeah, the next time I make an update video, my collection is probably going to be a lot smaller. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video just to keep track of my collection. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, take care, stay safe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Alright, take it easy guys.